Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome to my channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. If you'd like to subscribe, the button to do so is just here and I'd really appreciate it. I'm so sorry it's taken me so long to post another video. I feel like on my days off I'm mainly just sleeping, eating, watching Netflix, and that's kind of boring. So if you have any video ideas that you want from me, let me know, because I really struggle to come up with things that I think people are going to want to watch. I'd love to film some like vlogs, get ready with me's, what's in my bag, stuff like that. So if you'd like to see videos like that, just let me know. But for now, today's video is going to be a cabin crew question and answer video. And I tend to do these Instagram polls a lot, and I get a lot of people ask me questions actually. There's a lot of people that want to be cabin crew. So I didn't think that when I did it today, I'd still get as many questions as I do it all the time. But I got quite a few actually. So if you'd like to see me answer some of your questions, please do keep watching. Someone asked, what did the 5-week training consist of? So the 5-week training is mainly it's basically everything. So it's your safety, it's your emergency, it's your medical procedures, it's customer service. So you tend to do 1 week at a different company to learn to basically get your cabin crew attestation, which is basically your license to fly. So that's 1 week of your training, and then you do, I believe it's 2 weeks up at Heathrow. This is if you're applying for Gatwick. I believe you do 2 weeks at Heathrow and then you have 2 weeks at Gatwick. I'm really bad at remembering things. I think it was that, or maybe it was just 2 weeks at Heathrow and then 1 week at Gatwick. But everything away from base is basically your medical, your emergency procedures, your door procedures, pretty much everything. And then when you're at your base, it's your customer service. So, you know, the way you serve things and how to better your customer service. The next question was, how hard was the interview? I have mine next month and I'm so nervous. Don't be nervous. I found my interview, like my assessment day was actually really fun. Congratulations for getting through to the assessment day as well, because even getting through is a huge deal. I guess it's as hard as you make it. I feel like if you really prepare yourself beforehand, it will go quite well and you'll probably be a bit more relaxed than if you kind of wing it. So definitely just research the company and kind of do all the steps prior, and then you can actually enjoy the day. I found the day quite enjoyable at the end of it. When I got home I was like, that was actually quite fun. Not that I would do it again, but yeah, it's as hard as you make it basically. Just prepare yourself beforehand and you'll be fine. What did you have to do in your training? So pretty much you have to learn medical scenarios, you have to learn how to open doors, you have to learn how to go down the slide, you have to learn how to swim. Not really swim, but you have to be able to, they test you on your swimming in your initial training. So you'll be able to drag someone while swimming. You have a life jacket on, but they test you on a lot of things, and training is quite hard. It's very full on, and I feel like that really makes or breaks you. If you can't keep up with the training, then you will get kicked off the course, which sounds really brutal, but this job is really important to do right, and you have to be able to do it, and it can be scary, but you'll be fine. Please excuse my dogs barking in the background. What's the longest you've been away from home? So I did a 6-day Mauritius. So we left on 1 day and then got back, oh, it would have been 6 days later. Yeah, I don't know why that took me so long to figure it out. Can I move into your suitcase and join you? Of course you can, hon. What's been your worst experience on board as cabin crew? I think, and not necessarily my worst experience, because I'm probably not allowed to share that information, but something that I wouldn't say is it wasn't my finest hour, let's say, is when I was scraping sick off the floor and a lovely bit of it landed into my mouth. That wasn't my finest hour. What is the most challenging part of being cabin crew? I think when things do go wrong and I, touch wood, haven't actually had any major incidents on board, but I think that is probably the challenging part, how you can go from, you know, being fine and everything being, you know, as it would, normal, standard, and then the next minute you've potentially run out of fuel or there's an engine fire and you have to go from being so calm. Oh, it just scares me, like the thought of it just scares me. What can you tell me about line checks? I'm so nervous. I don't know what a line check is, so I wouldn't be nervous if I was you, because I don't get what that is. What can you tell me about line checks? What's a line check? Hun, don't worry, I won't worry about you. I've been at this company like 1.5 years now and I don't know what a line check is, so, and I haven't been fired yet. What type of places do you normally stay in when you're away? Got an interview soon. Well, congratulations for getting through to the interview, good luck. And what type of places do you normally stay when you're away? So we always stay in hotels, and there has to be certain specifications to the hotels, so certain things that the hotels have to have. We have to not have certain things in our rooms. We have to have certain things in our rooms. So we usually stay in some really nice hotels because obviously they have to make sure they're safe for us to stay in. Did you ever want to work for another airline? Love you. Love you too. And no. Well, it's not that I wanted to work for another airline. I wanted to have a backup just in case my airline didn't take me. So I did also apply for Virgin and got through to the video interview, but decided not to do it because my airline had already offered me the job and I thought, let's just take it. What is the worst medical experience? I think the worst one I've had was when someone was having a heart attack. It's never nice, and of course it's worse for the family of the person, or if they're traveling alone, it's really sad as well. So yeah, it's never great. Someone wrote, what is the hardest part of the job, e.g. customers, jet lag, missing family? I think that there are 3 good points about how hard the job is. My main hard part is probably the jet lag that comes with it. I was saying to my mum, I was driving home the other day from St. Lucia and I was literally crying because I was so scared that I was gonna fall asleep behind the wheel because I was so tired. I had the windows open, my aircon on, I was drinking water, chewing gum, singing really loudly, and nothing was stopping me from like being so tired, and I was just so scared that I'd fall asleep behind the wheel. I also miss my mum and dad a lot when I'm away. Even if I'm away, say for example Orlando, I'm only gone one night and I literally miss them so much, and I think I miss them the most when I'm getting ready to go home, because I'm like, oh my god, in 12 hours I'm gonna see my family. And of course on landing day we're all really soppy and just want our bed and our home comforts. What's a typical roster like? How many days off do you get roughly per month? So a typical roster is like, it's really hard to say because every roster is different. Like I could get a whole month of short haul, I could get a whole month of long haul, I could get half and half, or I could get no long haul, no short haul. Did I just say that? Yeah, I think I did. So I could get like no short haul, no long haul, or I could have lots of standby or no standby at all. I could have 900-hour days if my hours are too high. So yeah, there's a lot of things that differ every single month. I tend to be quite lucky with my roster, and I tend to get quite a stable roster, so I'll get like a few trips and some short haul, or I'd even get no short haul at all, or just the 1 or 2. But we have to have at least 7 days off a month, I think it was, and obviously after every long haul we have to have a minimum of either 2 or 3 days off depending on where we're going. So say you did a 6-day Mauritius, if you did 2 of them a month, you'd have to have the 3 days off after anyway, so you'd probably not have many more days off after that. So if they filled the rest of it with short haul, you might only have 1 day where you have off. So as a rule, you have to have 2 days off in 14, I think it is. So yeah. Yes, you could work 7 days and then, no, you couldn't. Guys, have you not figured out I'm so bad at maths? Whoops. How was your training? Was it fun? Any tips for training? Okay, so there's 3 questions there. How was your training? My training was really fun. Oh yeah, was it fun? Yeah, it was really fun. I loved it and I made some really strong friendships. I'm still friends with most of the people from my training course. We still talk all the time. Probably my biggest tips for training is, as much as it's really tempting, because you're in a hotel for 2 weeks, if you've applied for Gatwick, but because you're in a hotel for 2 weeks, it's really tempting to just have fun and go out drinking and go to restaurants for dinner. And I think that, yeah, it's really good to socialize with the people that you're with, but I think it's also really important to actually knuckle down and do the learning, because then you're ready for the next day, you're not hungover, you're not, you know, distracted by anything, and you can do all of the, you know, assessments and exams, and you just have a better chance really if you just focus on studying. The fun comes after. That's what I always say. Focus on the now and do everything that you need to get done now, and then you can have fun afterwards. And trust me when I say that when you get your first long haul and when you go down route for the first time and have your first, you know, week in Antigua or whatever it is, you will make up for not being able to drink, trust me. What A-level subjects or BTEC course would you recommend doing to stand out? So you don't really need to have done anything, but I would recommend travel and tourism, and if your college does a cabin crew course, maybe even take that, because them two together would be really good, just to show that, you know, you've got the basic customer service kind of thought out, but you don't really have to do anything in particular. What is your skincare routine? I don't have one. That is so bad, I know. I dermaplane my face, and you know one of them rollers that have needles on it? I do that myself, and I use micellar water, and occasionally I'll moisturise, but that's about it. It's so bad. I've just bought a couple of skincare products from The Ordinary, because I asked on Instagram some questions about skincare because my skin was getting really spotty, and a lot of people suggested The Ordinary, so I thought I'd pick it up, especially because it's really cheap and you can get it on ASOS. But yeah, I don't have one. So if you've got like a really good skincare routine, please pop it in the comments below, because I'm absolutely useless. If I speak 6 languages, is it a big advantage for an assessment day? Yes. It's not like they don't pick you if you don't speak any languages, but wow, having 6 languages is really good. So well done for that. Yeah. It just shows that obviously you'll be able to help a lot of customers out if we go to different countries. So that's actually a really good skill to have, yeah. Thank you so much to take the time to help us accomplish our dream. That's really sweet. No worries. Do they provide suitcases as I start my training soon and want to know if I need to buy them? So congratulations on passing your assessment day, and you know, I bet you're so excited to start. No, they don't provide suitcases. They do tell you kind of what you need to get, but I would recommend the trip suitcases. Most crew have them, but the medium one does me fine for a 6-day trip. And I also have the smaller cabin one, which I take on night stops. Oh, I've only ever had one night stop, but which I put on standby for a night stop. Yeah, they're fine. The cabin case and the medium holiday, I think it's called Holiday 6 or Holiday 4 is like the name of the case. But yeah, you can get it from Debenhams, and there's usually always a sale on, so if you can hold out, I'd wait and get them when there's a sale on. Do you get free flights? Oh my god, I wish. No, we don't get free flights, but we do get like discounted flights. So we get our staff travel, and then we get like people we're allowed to put on our staff travel as well, so we can get very discounted flights. Yeah, it's really good, but you're not necessarily guaranteed to be on the flight. So you could turn up at the airport like, oh my god, I'm going to Dubai, and then they could be like, sorry, there's no seats available, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm not going to Dubai, yay. So yeah, you just gotta like really look at the loads before you book it. Do you get holiday? I think that means like, do you get holiday as in like you can take time off work? And yeah, we do. We get 2 weeks in the summer and 2 weeks in the winter, I think it is. How many days off do you get? So again, it just varies on your monthly roster. You have to have a minimum of like 7, I think it is. How often do you work? Again, it varies on your roster. Do you get to pick where you go? No and yes. So we don't say to them, this is where I'm going this month. I want to go to the Maldives. I want to go to Barbados. I want to go to, you know, Costa Rica. I don't know. But you can kind of bid for things. So if I wanted to go to, say, the Maldives, I'd just bid for it in the bidding package and bid how many points I want for it and match my flights up to it so that hopefully I get it, and kind of hope and pray to the roster gods, sacrifice a lamb, all that kind of jazz, and then check your roster and not have it on your roster. No, I'm joking. So I've been really lucky and I tend to get everything that I want to bid for. I tend to get at least one thing on my roster every month that I bidded for. But yeah, you don't always get what you bid for. That's just one of the downsides, but you can kind of choose where you go a month. So yeah, you don't get to pick, but you kind of do. Do you get to pick who you fly with? I think that's the same person, yeah. You don't get to pick who you fly with every month, but you can Buddybid, which is basically, say if you know their staff number and they know yours, you have to kind of match their trips up. So you kind of have to bid for the exact same thing, and it heightens your chance of getting them on your roster. So you pop their staff number in and pop all the trips you want to go, and then they do the exact same on theirs, but with you instead, and fingers crossed, and hopefully you'll fly together. It's only worked for me once out of all the times I've tried it, so it's not 100% guaranteed, because obviously you would have worked different hours, you would have worked different capabilities in the month, so it's hard to get your rosters to exactly match up, so you have to kind of keep hoping and praying you get it. But yeah, it's only ever worked once for me. Someone's put, do you like your job? Yes, I wouldn't do it if I didn't, honestly. A lot of people, when we start, they tend to say give it 6 months, because it's a hard job. It's harder than people think it's gonna be, and I think sometimes it's overwhelming, and yeah, I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it, honestly. I think a lot of people go in with the attitude that it's going to be easy, and it's not. When it is good, it's good, but when it's bad, it can feel, you know, bad being so far away from home, feeling lonely, stuff like that. But I do really enjoy my job. I've met so many amazing people, so yeah, I wouldn't want to work anywhere else. I don't think I could. Now that I've done this, I don't think I could go back to like an ordinary job. I actually used to work at McDonald's before this, so I haven't had like an office job, but people that leave and go to work in an office job, I couldn't imagine myself, I'm not knocking it of course, but I couldn't imagine myself going from having like, my office view is like a beach to like my office view like someone sitting across from me picking their nose, you know? Yeah, I love my job, really. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for sending your questions in, and thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed watching as much as I've enjoyed filming this video, then please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you've still got questions that need answering, please either put them in the comments below or send me a DM on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. But for now, I hope you're having a good morning, day, night, wherever you are in the world, and I hope to film with you again soon.